Good morning. As we conclude this month-long journey through the first epistle of John, we transition from the identity of family to the invincibility of faith. Chapters 4 and 5 are the high ground of the book. And here John provides the believer with the equipment we need to navigate a world that is hostile to the truth. And as we face the uncertainty of 2026, these chapters offer a triple armor, if you will, of discernment, of love, and assurance. And in our time together today, I am undertaking the unthinkable task of combining the final two chapters of this epistle. So I covet your prayers, and let's just get started today. This is very painful because the ending of this powerful letter deserves more than a 10-minute devotional can give it. But to stay within the format and to keep within those parameters, I have summarized these last two chapters with 4 imperatives that I'll share with you this morning. And you're free to deepen the explanation in your own time and under your own terms. For today, we're going to close John's first epistle by looking at his exhortation to test the spirits, to treasure the saints, to trust the Son, and ultimately we'll talk about our triumph in the Spirit. Number 1, let's get started. In wrapping up this epistle in the first 6 verses of chapter 4, John talks to us about discernment, about testing the spirits. Verse 1, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. In this world of many voices, John reminds us that not every spirit is of God. And as we conclude this month, our responsibility is discernment. What's the criteria? Does the teaching center on the incarnate Jesus Christ? Now, the comfort in this John gives us is that we're not at the mercy of all these doctrines. We're not to be blown about by every wind of new revelation. Why? Because greater is he, in verse 4, that is in you than he that is in the world. But he does give us some caution. This week, look at the voices you're listening to on the news or social media or books. Do they confess that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh? Or do they offer a Christless spirituality? We are of God, verse 6 says, He that knoweth God heareth us, and he that is not of God heareth us not. Hereby we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Circle the word know. That word appears some 38 times in this chapter. In fact, John tells us in chapter 5, that is why he wrote the letter to begin with. Verse 13, These things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of God, that ye may know that ye have eternal life, and that ye may believe on the name of the Son of God. And then there are 2 Greek words that John uses for the word know in this letter. And one means to know from experience or relationship. And the other means to know as a settled, absolute fact. And John uses both to remind us that we don't have to get caught up in the deception of the day. We know better. Now I've gone and got myself sidetracked. I knew this wasn't going to be easy. Quickly, let's get back to the text and leave that command to test the spirits to look at John's exhortation to treasure the saints. Verses 7 through 21 talk about our devotion. Beloved, verse 7, let us love one another. For love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. For the rest of chapter 4, and even over into chapter 5, John returns to a favorite subject of his, because ultimately the proof of our no-so salvation is God is love. And if God is love and we are God's children, then we must reflect that love. Love is our calling card. That's a tough one again. John reminds us of the origin of this love. Love is not a human effort. That's where I mess up. Love is a divine overflow. Verse 19 said, we love him because he first loved us. It starts with God. The outcome of this love, it's not that it just makes us kind and caring. It makes us fearless. For perfect love casts out fear. Let's look at the opportunity. Spend some time in chapter 4 this week. Ask yourself, is there a brother or sister that I'm struggling to love? It's not going to be easy, but it is necessary, because our love for the visible church is the measure of our love for the invisible God. I appeal to your sympathies today for more time. We may need it. John tells us to test the spirits, to treasure the saints, and to trust the Son. Verses 1 through 12 of chapter 5 talk about our dependence. Verse 4, for whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world but he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of God? Our victory is not found in our stamina. It's found in our station, because we are born of God. We are the sons of God. We have access to the victory that has already been won in Jesus Christ. And here's the record. God has given us a record, testified by the water, the blood, and the Spirit. Listen, we have access to this divine resource. He that hath the Son hath life. It's simple. It's verse 12 of chapter 5. He that hath the Son hath life. He that hath not the Son hath not life. It's straightforward. If you have Him, you have life. If you don't have Him, you don't have life. Here's your research challenge. Read the first 12 verses of chapter 5 and circle the word witness or record. And then ask yourself, am I trusting my feelings today, or am I trusting the record? And lastly, we slide into this final exhortation with an imperative John gives us about our triumph in the Spirit, our deliverance, verse 13 through 21. We close out the month not with a question mark, but with an exclamation point. John uses the final verses to list the certainties of the saint. Well, I want to share those with you today. Number one, it's the certainty of prayer. Verse 14, we know He hears us. Verse 18 is the certainty of protection. We know that the wicked one toucheth us not. Then there's the certainty of our position in verse 19. We know we are of God. Search those final three we know statements of 18, 19, and 20. And they are the triple guard of the believer's heart. Brothers and sisters, as we leave the epistle of John, of 1 John, and head into the rest of the year, don't live the knowing behind. You have 38 references, 38 reminders in this letter that your faith is not a guess. You have the unction. You have the word. You have the witness. So keep yourselves from idols and anything that tries to take the place of God and eternal life in your heart. And we did it. God bless you this week.